it's B. Today we are talking about myscene, a mostly forgotten line of dolls released by Mattel in 2002 that are by far more well known for their Flash Player games than for the actual dolls themselves. Myscene dolls meant to compete with Bratz dolls by using a somewhat edgier fashion style than Barbie dolls were, complete with glamorous makeup, skimpier, cuter outfits, and meant to appeal to a slightly older tween demographic, were pretty short-lived, being discontinued just 6 years after their debut in 2008. Honestly, for someone who had quite a lot of myscene dolls back in the day, I kinda get why they were discontinued. For Christmas in 2006, I got the myscene Fab Faces Kennedy doll, and it was absolutely terrifying, if I'm being honest with you. Basically, the doll's face was made of like this soft, rubbery material rather than like the hard plastic that the normal doll's faces were made out of, which, by the way, deteriorates really quickly compared to like normal doll material. So that was already scary to begin with. But on the back of the doll, there were these buttons you could press in that would like contort the doll's face into different facial expressions. And the reason I put that in quotations is because all of the expressions kind of made her look constipated or like she had maybe a bit too much to drink. Like, look at this picture and tell me this doesn't look like the mugshot of a girl who just got arrested for public intoxication at her friend's bachelorette party in Vegas. Like, I know I'm right. I don't know what boardroom exec thought this was a good idea, but obviously it was not. Anyways, myscene even ended up facing legal trouble, having a lawsuit filed against them by MGA, the creators of Bratz dolls, alleging that they were infringing on their intellectual property with the looks of their dolls and packaging. And from my understanding, I am pretty sure Mattel actually did end up losing this legal battle and having to pay MGA like $300 million or something. That's crazy. Okay, moving on. The dolls, however, were only the tip of the iceberg because Mattel was very determined to make myscene into a multimedia franchise. Myscene released 3 movies during 2004 and 2005 to be aired on Nickelodeon, including Myscene Jammin' in Jamaica, Myscene Masquerade Madness, and Myscene Goes Hollywood the movie, which literally had Lindsay Lohan in it, playing a myscene version of herself 1 year after the release of Mean Girls. That is such a huge deal for 2005. Lindsay Lohan was like royalty back then, so good for them. Between 2002 and 2008, they also released 30 myscene Webisodes, which, throwback to my BarbieGirls.com retrospective video I made, which you should watch if you haven't already. The myscene Webisodes could be viewed in the Barbie Girls in-game cinema. I watched some of the Webisodes for this video, and they all have that very crunchy sounding audio that old videos on the internet have. But other than that, they're very cute and aggressively early 2000s, so if you like that sort of thing, they're on YouTube. That stuff is interesting and all, but I know what we're really here for. myscene.com. Launched in 2002, hosting a variety of character bios, Webisodes, and of course, Flash Player games. I had to really dramatize it, it's like what the whole video's about. There were quite a few myscene Flash games, but the most famous of them were the Room Makeover, Dazzling Nails, Shopping Spree, and Beauty Studio games. I cannot even begin to tell you how many hours I spent playing each one of these games. So, without further ado, I will give you a quick rundown of each one of these games and the myscene girls themselves, starting with Myscene Beauty Studio. We start the game in the Beauty Studio with a few of the girls hanging out in the waiting room. First up, we have Nia. She loves romance books, DJing, and her star sign is Libra. Our next girl, Delancey, which I'm pretty sure is how you pronounce that, is both Irish, Italian, and a Taurus, and a skater/surfer girl from California. A lot going on there. I'm just going to let you unpack that yourselves. This is Kennedy. She replaced Barbie, the myscene version of Barbie, in 2006. She likes parties, traveling, is an Aquarius, and a self-described celebrity in training from Hollywood. Okay. Next up we have Madison. She loves shopping, getting manicures, journaling, is a Leo, and is named after Madison Ave in New York City, which is a shopping district. Because she loves shopping. Get it? Actually, fun fact, I just learned this myself, apparently all the girls are named after places in New York City. Who knew? Lastly, we have Chelsea, who is an artist who aspires to become a fashion designer, loves retro clothes, and is a Scorpio with the exact same birthday as me, which is obviously something that I was very, very excited about as a kid. She became my automatic favorite because of it. Beauty Studio was a pretty simple makeover game allowing players to choose a character that they wanted to make over, select their hairdo, hair color, streaks, makeup, jewelry, and accessories, then get a side-by-side at the end showing the before and after. Next up, we have Room Makeover, which is always my favorite of the games I'm talking about today, mostly just because I love designing rooms, which is why I love The Sims. Except for The Sims 4, which sucks and I hate it. I'm not kidding. It's the worst Sims game. Anyways, just had to air my grievances for a minute. When you start the game, you are greeted by Madison standing very naturally, I guess, and you can choose which room you'd like to decorate, the style and bedroom or the party pad. I know exactly how I used to design both of these when I was a kid, mostly because I would do it the same way every single time, which is kind of silly now that I think about it. Like, what was the point? Anyways, I always used to make the style and bedroom look just like this. And honestly, I still wish my bedroom looked like this. Frankly, I'm kind of sad that it doesn't. I don't care that I'm 22. This game used to make me wish that I had a bay window, like so bad. Like, can you imagine just having like a little seat in there and sitting there talking to your friend on your like lip-shaped landline phone, reading like a J14 magazine? Those things are still relevant, right? Anywho, the options for the style and bedroom were purple modern, well, modern for 2004, tropical, which, pause, we have to talk about the fish tank headboard? Okay, it reminds me of that episode of Pimp My Ride, which, like, I know I'm totally dating myself by even talking about it, but the episode where they replaced the tailgate on the back of that guy's truck with a fish tank? Why were we so obsessed with fish tank themed things in like the early 2000s? I mean, as long as there's no actual fish in all of these weird tanks, I'm all for it. It still looks great. Anyways, the final option was Shabby Chic, which is basically the predecessor to cottagecore. The party pad gave you the option to create a room for either a sleepover, a birthday party, or a dance party. The party pad was like every kid's dream of what they think their house is gonna look like when they grow up. Like having a whole light up dance floor in the middle of your living room, or like a stage with guitars and drums and microphones and a claw machine and movie star dressing rooms and an ice cream sundae bar. Like, I wish I lived there. I'm kind of mad that I don't. Like, this game had it all. This game had everything that I still wish my house looked like. Regardless of which room you chose or what furniture you put in it, when you clicked done at the end, it would play a funky little song and show you a little animation of a couple of the myscene girls and their pets hanging out in the room you created, which was like the best part. Next up, we have Dazzling Nails, hosted by Barbie. Just to quickly introduce her, she is Barbie. She is a Libra, she loves yoga, iced coffee, going to the movies, partying with her friends, and talking to cute boys. Good for you, Barbie. The other myscene girl in this game that I have yet to introduce is Noli, who is a Gemini fortune-telling skater girl who is described as being very athletic, believing in karma, and being very good at keeping secrets. The Dazzling Nails game itself was just a simple nail design game. You choose the polish, nail length, rings, nail gems, and then at the end, it would give you the option to print out a matching set of nails for yourself. Which, I know I mentioned it in my last video about Millsbury, but I was obsessed with printing things out as a kid, and the myscene games were like huge enablers of this. Especially Shopping Spree, our next game. Good segue, right? I'm really proud of myself. Shopping Spree allowed you to choose a theme based on each of the collections of myscene dolls, including Masquerade Madness, Club Birthday Day and Night, Secret Locker, My Bling Bling, Mall Maniacs, Fab Face, and Unforgettable. Each one of these themes would prompt you to choose 2 characters to dress up, then give you options for each clothing category, including accessories, tops, bottoms, extras, and shoes. And the options it gave you for clothing would be digitized versions of the actual dolls' outfits for each one of these collections. My favorite of these was always Club Birthday because it allowed you to choose a boy character if you wanted to for one of the myscene girls to go on a date with. Well, that and the Masquerade Madness collection, because it was about as close as you could get to Halloween costumes. By the way, let's introduce the myscene boys real quick. River was Barbie's boyfriend, which, she's cheating on Ken, oh my god, scandal. Anyways, he was a Sagittarius, a post-punk rock musician who likes girls with a great smile, but he has a soul patch. So, enough said. Hudson was Chelsea's boyfriend. He is a Capricorn who likes soccer and hates cell phones, so he sounds like he would be very fun at parties. Ellis was Delancey's boyfriend. He was a Pisces who likes chai tea and takes acting lessons. Lastly, we have Sutton, who was Madison's boyfriend. He was an Aries from London. He was a ladies' man, a great dancer, and likes girls who are sweet but sassy. Also, just take a second, look at these guys' outfits real quick. Are these not like the most aggressively 2004 clubbing outfits you've ever seen in your life? There's even an option to give them a puka shell necklace. Screaming, crying, throwing up. Ah, that's me right now. I'd also like to mention that included in a couple of these themes is Kenzie, who we don't see very often. She was a Cancer from Atlanta, Georgia, who works at the mall and is besties with Noli, and that is all we know about her. I will say, the My Bling Bling collection outfits really pushed the freaking envelope. Like, for as much as Bratz was criticized in the early 2000s for being like too risque for children, look at these. Okay? I don't want to ever hear anything bad about Bratz ever again. Mattel was like just as bad. The myscene.com website itself sadly closed in 2014, and with the discontinuation of Flash Player in 2020, it seems like these gems may have been lost forever. But luckily there are still a few sites out there that are able to run these games without Flash Player, and to record the footage that I used for this video, I used GameKid Game. So if you're looking to relive some nostalgia or check out these games for the first time, they are very easy to find. You literally just have to Google myscene games. It'll come up. For such a short-lived set of dolls, the myscene Flash games seem to have remained in the collective conscious for many years following their discontinuation, even showing up in viral tweets every now and again in recent years. I truly couldn't even begin to tell you how many hours and probably dollars of printer ink I probably spent playing these games as a kid, and these ones I know for a fact other people actually do remember. So, as always, if you want to reminisce about it in the comments, feel free to. I always love to read what you guys have to say about these games. And as always, thank you for watching. I hope you all have a good day or night or whatever time it is wherever you are, and I will see you all again soon.